Hey, Jim Wolf here with dating advice for men who love women. The concept of qualification and your general approach to dating a woman based on this concept can have a big impact on your ability to attract and keep the right woman for you. And the concept of qualification is important for both attraction and having healthy relationships. So it's a very important concept when it comes to dating and relationships. And so in this presentation, we're going to talk about what qualification means and then how you can apply that concept when you're dating a woman that you're interested in. And I want to start out by asking you a question. Have you ever gotten an email or a letter from a credit card company saying, "Congratulations, you're pre-approved for a new credit card," or for a credit limit increase? Have you ever gotten one of those notices in the mail or in your email? Well, let's say that you actually want a new credit card or you want more credit. When you apply to just accept their offer that they're already pre-approving you for, do you feel the same as when you apply for a job or apply to a university? No, of course not. There's a lot less pressure on you because you're already pre-qualified or pre-approved. And so because you're already pre-approved for that new credit card or that credit limit increase, the chances of them saying yes is much higher than if you just randomly apply for it. And so you don't feel as much pressure, even though they can still technically say no and you're still applying for it. It's not the same situation as when you apply for something without being pre-qualified. And now, how does this principle apply to your dating life and your relationships with women? That's what this presentation is about. Here's the thing. When most guys meet a woman they're attracted to, here's how things usually work. It's assumed by the man, and probably many times by the woman as well, that she is pre-qualified or pre-approved to be with him, and he's not pre-qualified to be with her. That's kind of the general dynamic that you see play out, at least in the West at this point. The idea is that the woman is already pre-qualified by the man because he sees her from across the room and already wants to marry her just by looking at her because she looks good, and he doesn't have any standards that he's looking for in terms of her personality. And so she's already pre-qualified based on her looks. She's already gotten complete approval from the man as soon as he comes over and starts saying hi to her. And now his job is to show her why she should accept him. That's kind of the general dynamic that we mostly see play out in dating right now. Now, of course, a woman can still turn a guy off every once in a while, but 95% of the time, it seems like she's the one who's pre-approved in male-female dynamics. So it's usually the man who feels like he's in the weaker position. Well, what if we turn this situation on its head? I highly encourage you to flip the pre-qualification assumption from now on. In other words, whenever you meet a woman you're attracted to, assume that you are pre-qualified to be with her. I'm going to say that one more time. Whenever you meet a woman you're interested in, you want to assume that you are pre-qualified to be with her. Now, of course, she can still end up not being interested in you. However, here's the key. If you act as if you're already pre-qualified to be with her, and you're trying to find out if she is a good fit for you or not based on your standards, versus thinking that you have to completely prove yourself to her while she doesn't have to at all, your behaviors will give you the best chance with a woman naturally. When you have this pre-qualified assumption, your behaviors are going to be naturally more attractive, and I think we all want to be more attractive in a natural way. And so this pre-qualification assumption allows your behaviors to become more attractive without changing anything else about yourself. That's what's great about this. And here's the thing. When you apply for a loan, it's a one-sided affair. The loan officer can accept or reject your application. And when you're buying something, it's also a one-sided affair. You just decide that you want that item, and then you buy it. And I think a lot of guys can apply either one of those things to dating when that's not the case when it comes to dating a woman. You're not buying something because she also has a choice and can decide to accept or reject you. And you're also not applying for a loan because both of you are applying at the same time. It's not just you applying. Dating is a two-sided affair. Both of you are applying for the loan, and both of you are deciding to accept or reject. Both of you are buying and selling at the same time. That's the actual truth. So the problem is that most men treat dating like a one-sided loan application process when it actually goes both ways. So if you just treat dating a woman like both of you are deciding if the other one is a good choice or not, which is actually just the truth, then you have a major leg up on your competition. And the behaviors that follow from this general attitude are also wildly attractive to women. For example, when you qualify a woman because you have things that you're looking for in a woman and you want to see if she has them, it makes her more interested in you, assuming that her interest in you is above zero to begin with. On the other hand, when you qualify yourself to a woman, which is essentially anything that you do to try to convince her to like you or like you more, she becomes less interested in you and loses attraction. So what you want to do is assume that you're a good choice for her, because of course you are. You're not better or worse than anyone else, but you're an awesome guy. So of course you're a good choice for her. And then just treat the situation like you're trying to see if she is a good choice for you. So you're going to assume that you're a good choice for her, and she has her own process for figuring that out. You're going to leave that to her. And at the same time, you're going to find out if she's actually a good fit for you or not. And doing that will make you the most attractive version of yourself naturally if you do it correctly. Remember, the less you try to convince her to like you, the more likely it is that she will like you. It's kind of ironic how that works. And so from now on, when you're dating a woman, qualify her instead of qualifying yourself to her, and both of you will be better off. Okay, so now we kind of understand what the concept of qualification means, and now I want to get into how to actually qualify a woman that you're dating. And you can start the process of qualifying a woman by giving her some approval for what she's shown you about herself already, and then also asking her to show you more of herself so that you can continue to see if you should be more interested in her or not. That's kind of what qualification means in terms of what you're going to do on your dates with a woman. And when you qualify a woman, you're communicating to her that you're not completely sold on her yet. You're not 100% sure about her. Yes, you're interested in her, and you're not completely sure. You still want to see more from her. In other words, she's not fully qualified to be with you yet. She might qualify to be with you, but you're not sure. You'll have to get to know her over time and see. That is the most successful approach to dating if you want to be in a long-term relationship with a woman who actually has deep feelings for you, and it's also the best way to set up a healthy relationship. So don't be so sure about a woman so soon. Instead, let things play out and make sure she's truly qualified to be with an awesome guy like you based on her character and the things you're looking for in a woman beyond looks. And that attitude also has the side benefit, of course, of making her more attracted to you. And so here are 3 ways that you can actually qualify a woman that you're dating. And the first one is just develop your standards of what you're looking for in a woman. I actually have another presentation about what you should look for in a woman on this channel, so you should definitely check that out after this if you haven't already. And I'll probably make an updated one soon because I came up with a really good acronym that makes the qualities that allow you to have a satisfying, healthy relationship with a woman very clear and easy to remember. So I'll probably do an updated one, but we already have a presentation about what you should look for in a woman. So I highly recommend checking that out after this presentation. But the point of this is to just develop your standards of what you're looking for in a woman beyond looks. What kind of characteristics do you want in a woman? Do you want her to have a generally positive attitude towards life, whether you're with her or not? Do you want her to be responsible and trustworthy? What kinds of things are you looking for that would make you feel really good about being in a relationship with someone? Let's say all women were equally beautiful. What kind of woman would you want to be in a relationship with then? That's a really good question to start to figure out what you actually want in a woman. And a lot of guys have never done this. They never go beyond the fact that a woman looks good. Or she looks good and she's kind of nice. Well, if you develop your standards more and you have actual things that you're actually looking for, you're going to naturally start looking for those things on your dates instead of just saying, hey, you're already 100% approved. You look good. You're kind of nice. All right, let's move on. I'm going to try to convince you to like me now because you're completely approved. Instead, if you have things that you're actually looking for, that you actually want in a woman, you're going to start looking for those on your dates, and you're going to say like, okay, well, this woman has this quality, maybe she doesn't have this quality, and you're not going to be so sure about her so soon because you want to see these things play out over time. You can't tell who a woman is overnight or on one date. It actually takes, by the way, 2 full years to completely get to know a woman. So if you want to get married to a woman, I highly recommend waiting at least 2 years from the time that you meet her until you get married to her, because you won't fully know what you're getting into until that point. And the reason for that is you're going to have all kinds of hormones and chemicals clouding your judgment, and it takes time for someone's personality to fully come out. We're all on our best behavior in the beginning stages of dating. Those first 3 to 10 dates, we're trying to do everything perfectly for the other person and show them the best side of ourselves. And it takes a while for our full, complete picture to come out. And what we want is when you get married to a woman, we want the complete picture of you in front of her and the complete picture of her in front of you, so both of you know exactly what you're getting into and there's no surprises down the line. That's what we want before we sign on that dotted line of that marriage contract. And so give yourself that time. Don't be so sure about a woman after one date or one conversation. Let her personality unfold over time and see if you continue to appreciate it or not. And not only does that lead to healthier, stronger relationships, it also makes you more attractive because you're not so hungry. You're not trying to rush things along. You're not rushing full speed into rejection like most men do. And that kind of nonchalant, a little bit more mysterious, challenging attitude and your behaviors that follow from that are wildly attractive to women. So this has many benefits. And on the other side of this, part of qualification is actually disqualifying some people. And you have to learn to do that as well. And so if you haven't already done this, take some time to start developing your standards in terms of what you're looking for in a woman. And maybe you need a little more experience first. Maybe you need to go on a lot more dates with a few more women and kind of see what makes each woman unique and see what kind of things you like, and then continue to develop your standards over time. So this might take a while, but the more developed your actual standards are, the better that you're going to do naturally. And then the second way to qualify a woman is just to ask her qualifying questions during your first conversation with her and during your first several dates with her. And this is how this works. This actually helps you solidify attraction and also develop a connection with a woman. A lot of guys ask me how to prevent a woman from not showing up for their next date. So a lot of times what happens is a guy has a really great first conversation with a woman. Maybe he meets her at his friend's party or something like that, and he gets her number, and then he asks her on a date. She agrees, and then she just never shows up. Or she texts him like 3 hours before the date and says, hey, sorry, I can't make it. And so how can we prevent that? Well, the answer to how can we increase the chances that a woman will continue to show up for our dates is this qualification process. This is one of the biggest ways that we can do that. So a lot of times what happens in an interaction with a woman, like let's say you meet a woman at a wedding or something like that, and you're having a conversation with her. A lot of times what happens in these interactions is one of two things. Either both people are just kind of flirting with each other and bantering and being playful and kind of teasing each other, or they're having kind of like a friendly conversation where it's like, hey, what do you do? Oh, cool. Oh, I went on this awesome trip last year, and they just have this connecting conversation. So most of the time when these interactions happen, it's usually on one of those two tracks, either the attraction track, where both people are just kind of playfully flirting with each other, or the connecting track, where just two people are having a conversation about things. And what you want to do is do both. So you want to have that playful banter, that flirting, that playfully challenging her, teasing her a little bit, and being playful with her. And you also want to have some of that connecting conversation as well. And qualification and asking her a qualification question can bridge those two components of a conversation and solidify your attraction and deepen your connection with her at the same time. And it also provides a really smooth transition from that playful mode into the connecting mode. So this is a really, really good thing to do. And if you master it, you're going to get much better results, and more women are going to show up for more dates, and you're going to have better relationships. And so here's how this kind of works. Let's say you just met this woman at a wedding. You're kind of playfully flirting with her. You're teasing each other back and forth, and you're having a good time with her. After a little while of doing that, what you want to do is give her a little bit of approval. So you want to give her a light compliment. So after you've been playfully bantering with her for a little bit, you can say something like, hey, you know what? You seem like a really fun person. That's a very light compliment because you're saying seem. So you're not sure yet. You're just saying, hey, you seem like you're a fun person. Or you can even go a little deeper with it and just say, hey, you know what? You're a really cool person. You can go ahead and give her that little bit of approval at that point because she earned it by being playful with you. So that's the first step. The first step is to give her a little light compliment. Hey, you know what, Brianna? You're a really cool person. So that's step one. And then step two is to ask her a qualifying question. And a qualifying question just means that you ask her a question that allows her to start sharing her deeper character with you, or something about herself with you. And so a qualifying question might be as simple as the following. I'm curious. If you hit the lottery jackpot and you never had to work again, what would you do then and why? That's a qualifying question because now you're trying to get to know her and you're asking her an open-ended question that allows her to share who she is with you. So you're saying, hey, I like what I'm seeing so far. You seem like a really cool person, Brianna. And I want to know more about you because I'm not completely sold yet. So if you hit the lottery jackpot and never had to work again, what would you do then and why? And that allows her to tell you more about her personality. And now you can get to know her, and now she feels attracted to you because she's been bantering back and forth with you. She feels validated by you because you gave her a light compliment, and she's starting to feel more connected to you because when she shares things about herself with you, that's when she feels that connection to you. And at the same time, this signals to her subconscious mind that you're not completely sold on her yet, which also makes her more attracted to you. So this might seem like a small thing, but it's very important and it can have a really big impact on your results. And so I highly recommend that you get in the habit of doing this in your first conversation with every woman that you meet from now on. Hey, Amber, you seem like a really cool person. What's one thing I wouldn't know about you just by looking at you? It can be as simple as that. And with that just little simple conversational thing you just did, you just scored 100 points. And those are the kind of things that I love. And not only that, it's not just about this attraction thing. It's also how you start a healthy relationship. You should want to get to know her as a person. You should have things that you're looking for and see if she matches what you want or not. And so this concept of qualification goes so much deeper than we can even talk about in this presentation. And then the last thing that I just want to say about qualifying a woman is kind of the other side of this coin, which is if she's not right for you, you want to learn to move on more quickly. The flip side of this qualification coin is disqualification. And while that sounds negative at first, it's actually not. You're not saying, oh, this woman is bad in general. What you're saying is, this person is not the right fit for me, and you're letting her go faster, which allows her more time to find a person who's a good match for her. And if she's not a good fit for you, and you just keep dating her for whatever reason, that's actually bad for her too. Because you're tying up her time and she's not right for you, what's the point of that? So it's not a negative thing. If a woman is not right for you, she doesn't meet your standards, she's not the kind of person that you're looking for, learn to move on more quickly. Because that's better for you and for her. You don't want to hang on too long. And this is actually something that Dr. Glover, the author of No More Mr. Nice Guy, talks about. And I've had several conversations with him, and he always says that he's a bad ender, which means that he's actually really bad at ending relationships. And this is kind of what he's talking about. You know, some guys spend decades with a woman who's not right for them. And it causes all kinds of problems and resentment, and it's not healthy for you. It affects your sleep. It affects the way that you feel. And so it's not healthy for you or for the person that you're with. You're just tying up her time and wasting it as well. And so once you have these standards in mind, once you kind of know what you're looking for, and you start qualifying a woman during the process of dating, at a certain point, when you realize that she's not right for you, learn to move on as quickly as you can, because it's the best thing for you and for her. And so that's what the concept of qualification means in a nutshell, and how you can start applying it in your dating life right now. And if you want to know exactly what to do from the first moment that you meet a woman that you're interested in, until she falls deeply in love with you, becomes your girlfriend if that's what you want, marries you if that's what you want, and then also exactly what to do to build a great relationship with her that's healthy and satisfying for both of you as long as you want to be together, then go grab your copy of our best-selling Attract and Keep Her system right now. Inside the Attract and Keep Her system, we go into detail about the 4 male qualities that raise female interest, and then the 4 things you must give a woman to maintain her high interest in you over time. And then we also talk about how to apply those 8 principles step by step. So if you want a girlfriend or wife who's deeply in love with you and great to be with, go to attractandkeepher.com/system. That's attractandkeepher.com/system, and grab your copy right now. And even if you just want to know what went wrong in your past relationships, this system is a must as well. So if you haven't already picked up your copy, go do that now. And as a thank you for checking out this presentation, we have some free gifts for you as well. We have some advanced free training for you, and you can get that by going to datingadviceformenwholovewomen.com. That's datingadviceformenwholovewomen.com. I'm Jim Wolf with Dating Advice for Men Who Love Women. Always remember that dating is a two-way street. And I'll talk to you later.